Welcome to iHire.com's resume writing webinar, Keys to a Winning Resume. My name is Natalie Urquhart and I am a certified advanced resume writer. Today we will be discussing the most important document in your job search, your resume, and what you can do to create one that stands out against the competition. You probably already have a resume, have had it reviewed by family and friends, and think it's pretty strong. However, you may be making some of the most common mistakes that land resumes directly into the no pile. For example, does your resume have an objective statement? Do you use bullets for every line? Each of these are among the top misconceptions and old school ideas that we see on a daily basis. We'll cover these areas in the webinar and show you side-by-side examples of standard resumes compared to the resumes that win interviews. Before we get started, there are a few points I want you to think about now and throughout the webinar. Your resume is not you, and you are not your resume. A resume is a piece of paper. Yet keep in mind, this piece of paper is your key to landing the interview, so it has to include the best of your career and nothing else. If you want an honest opinion about your resume, family, friends, and coworkers probably aren't your best bet. They know you worked hard on writing your resume, and as someone close to you, don't want to give criticism that you may view as a direct slam to your career or writing abilities. And while you've probably received positive feedback from all of these people, chances are your resume could really use some help. About 92% of the resumes we review each day need significant improvement. So how long do you have to impress an HR manager with your resume? On average, hiring managers look at a resume for only 18 seconds before deciding yes or no for an interview. It is absolutely critical that your resume is impressive both visually in the design and in structure, content, and mechanics. Before we get into each section of the resume, I ask that you please clear your mind of all resume writing preconceptions and pay close attention to these professional tips and tricks that will give your resume the edge it needs to succeed in today's highly competitive market. Let's start at the top with your summary and introduction. Think about the first half of your resume like a movie trailer. It needs to be brief, exciting, and entice the reader to see the rest. Take a look at these two introductions. Both are for the same person. One talks about what the employee is looking for. The other talks about what the employee is offering potential companies. See the difference? Everyone wants to grow and advance in their career, so there's no need to state that. Instead, summarize your career in 3 to 5 sentences and highlight your key skills in a separate core competencies section. This not only satisfies the applicant tracking system, but also provides a great visual for the reader to quickly see your unique skill set. Next, let's talk about the content of your resume. It's one thing to include tons of detail on what your job duties and responsibilities were, but if you want to create excitement for employers, tell them how well you did it. What were the results? How did your efforts make a positive impact on the bottom line? If you want to stand out, make it absolutely clear how you're going to make a significant improvement in your next position by showcasing what you've done well in your past positions. Now on to mechanics, which includes spelling, grammar, and punctuation, but that's not all. Professional resumes have a specific tone and structure that is difficult to master, yet critical to creating a concise, dynamic document. Your resume has to be flawless. One glaring mistake and you could land directly into the no pile. Now that you've perfected your content, you need to deliver it in an eye-catching, easy-to-read format to get you to the top of the yes pile. Have you considered using a font other than Times New Roman? How about bold, italics, or underlined text? Have you used bullets effectively to highlight accomplishments and exciting details? In closing, let's compare some resumes side by side. Take a look at these two, both for the same person. Which one would you choose if you were a hiring manager? And now look at these two. Which one would you decide to read further? Now you are equipped with the professional resume writing tips and techniques you need to gain a competitive edge in today's job market. Now make adjustments to your resume using what you've learned here and upload the revised version to your iHire profile. Then submit your resume for a critique by one of our resume analysts. They'll take a final look so we can make sure you're applying to jobs with a resume that makes you the most attractive candidate for the job. You'll receive your resume critique within 5 to 7 business days. Thank you for taking the time today to view iHire.com's resume writing webinar, and I wish you much success in your job search.